I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always. You are my world in every place.
What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a super fun video. I put it off for as long as I could, but it is officially time. It is time to dye my hair. So if you're new here, I talk about this all the time. I had pastel, pinky, purpley, mauvey hair for a very long time, and now I haven't had it since my wedding, which was almost a year ago, and I am officially ready. I have my extensions in, my hair is as close to white as physically possible, but I have to dye it before my roots come in too much because they're already starting to sprinkle up a little bit. It is currently 5 o'clock over here, which means it is happy hour time, so if you have one available, grab a drink, let's hang out. So here's my hair now. I have extensions in, and it's not styled whatsoever, so this is the way it blends when it's not styled. Still honestly not too bad, but it'll blend even better once styled. Right, is it a smart idea to be doing this at the table? Probably not. Is that where I'm in the mood to do it? Yes. If you are new here, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so these are only things that you can get if you have your license, unless you want to be sketchy and buy it off eBay, in which you don't really know if you're actually just putting like rat poop on your head. I get this from Cosmoprof or Royal Beauty. I'm just very picky with the way that it looks, and I like it to be very like mauve-y, like pearlescent. Like I love that. So usually what I use is, right now I have the Pastel Candy and the Schwarzkopf Pearlescence line, and that is more of a lilac, and then I usually do equal parts of the lilac. I use equal parts of the rose color, and then I use equal parts of the nude, which just kind of like softens it. But I actually want to do a test strand, which I always do a test strand to make sure everything's gonna cover beautifully. And I remember one time my youngest sister, when I still lived at home, was like, well, what happens if you don't like the way that the test strand looks? I'm like, then at least it's not my whole damn head. Always do a test strand, so I'm going to do a test strand first. I think I want to do it just straight up lilac-y, but I want to see how that looks first. I'm usually more of a rosy type gal, but switch it up a little bit. So I'm not gonna go crazy measuring just with the test strand. I'm mixing this with Redken Peroxide at 10 volume because I don't want any lift, I want strictly deposit, and I'm just going to do a squirt. And I'm using a plastic Tupperware bowl because I'm not at my salon right now. I'm a big consistency girl, so I know the consistency I'm looking for, even if I didn't measure it. I think that's good. I'll usually just take a lovely little piece from the side. Color match is pretty good to my extensions. They're a little bit whiter. I have to be careful not to splatter because I'm in a room that I should not be dyeing hair in. I might move this party to the bathroom when I do the whole thing because I'm gonna make a mess. And if any of you are interested in extensions, you can dye them. It's not recommended to bleach them, which is why I always say go a little bit lighter. Oh, hi, pretty. Go a little bit lighter than your goal, just in case. It's always easier to go darker, not as easy to go lighter. And that's actually my rule with everything. Like even if you don't have extensions and you just wanna dye your hair for the first time, I would way prefer it for a client to be like, hey, listen, the tone is a little bit light for me, can we tone it down a little bit? No problem. Versus if they're like, oh, I can't see a difference, I want to take the whole thing lighter. That's a problem. So I'm gonna let this sit for 10 minutes, see where we're at. Maybe we'll step outside. Absolutely stunning out, super bright, but this is beautiful. So I will just tell you guys a little bit about what we're planning on doing back here. I know I mentioned it a couple of videos ago, but the plans are in action. So I started cleaning off the deck yesterday, but I still have a lot more to do, like all the little debris. And me and Vinny are horrible homeowners, and we just did not keep up with raking this year. We mainly have trees on the outskirts of the backyard, so that's why the majority of the leaves are obviously gonna be over there. The last time we did a full rake was October, which is horrible. So that's gonna take a full day. And I think I already told you guys, but I'm gonna paint the deck white. I have a client who I love who works at Sherwin-Williams, and she helped us with the paint throughout our whole entire house. She is freaking awesome. So I texted her, I was like, hey, listen, are you guys still open? I don't want to, you know, put anyone like in danger, all that stuff. And she was like, well, we're actually doing no contacts pickup. So what do you need? You'll place the order through the phone so you don't have to touch anyone. And then when it's ready, I literally just pulled up, opened my trunk, and someone just came out and like put it directly in the trunk. Like did not have to like see each other at all, and they don't have to touch anything. So I loved doing that. So basically I picked up a couple gallons of deck like paint or stain or whatever the hell it is. I don't really know. I kind of just left her in charge. So I got that. And then yesterday I ordered some furniture, and I wasn't gonna do that yet, but I really just got too excited. So it's only been 5 minutes, but I'll show you guys what it's turning to right now. So you can see it definitely is covering really pretty. I just can't decide if it's gonna be too purple for me. I feel like the lighting is very blown out today because it's so sunny, but it's like a lilac to like silver, which is gorgeous. That's just not usually what I do. So half of me right now wants to, when I mix up the full amount, add a dash of that rose just to kind of brighten it up a little bit, not enough to actually get that pigment. But then the other part of me is like, girl, it's been 5 minutes. When it's on your whole head, it's gonna be sitting for way longer and get more opaque. And also, why not try something different? Let's ask Vinny. Okay, just rinsed it. It does look really good, but I do think I'm gonna add just a little bit of pink. So I have my Rose 95-18. So that's just gonna kind of warm it up a little bit without taking away too much of the lilac. So I did decide that I'm going to take this to the bathroom to do the whole head because I'm gonna be way too messy and just be nervous the whole time. Then I'm gonna mix it up here first. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. In each of the tube, there are 2 ounces. And I like to go by milliliters of developer to this. This is gonna be really confusing if you don't do hair, but basically 30 milliliters to 1-to-1 is 1 ounce. I wanna use 2 ounces, but I have a lot of hair, so I need 2 full tubes, which is 4 ounces, which means 30 times 4, 30, 60. So I need 120 milliliters of 10 volume and 2 full tubes of this. I'll start with that, go from there. Actually, you know what, I have a lot of hair. So I think I'm gonna do 150 milliliters, 2 full tubes of the pastel candy, which is the lilac, and then half a tube of the rose. I just feel like that'll be perfect. I hate having to come back to remix. So I'd rather have a little extra. Gets me all discombobulated when I have to stop to remix. So let me show you guys. I just poured the 150 in here. You were just stumbling upon this video because you were just searching how to dye your hair lilac on YouTube. You're probably going to come across a lot of people that are using like Arctic Fox, Manic Panic. Nothing wrong with that, but that is a direct dye. So basically what you see is what you get. That is not the case with oxidative color, which is something like I'm using where you have to mix it with developer, just because what you see is not what you get because this is going to oxidize to a different color. And then squeeze in the rest of this rose just to warm it up a little bit. So you can see the lilac has a blue undertone because it's a cool color, and the rose has a little bit more of a beige color because it is a warm. We are in the bathroom. I hope the lighting's not too blown out. I tried to take my tips off myself yesterday. So it's funny, a lot of people ask, is it so hard to dye my hair at home? And they are kind of talking about the pastel color. But in my opinion, the pastel is so easy to do on myself. It's the bleach touch up that's tricky because one, if you watch that video, I'm literally getting in the shower 50 times because you constantly have to like put on the lightener, rinse it out, tone it, rinse it out. Like it's just a lot of back and forth. And also like you have to be so careful when you're doing the bleach touch up not to get out anything that's blonde. Otherwise you will have really bad breakage. So this is so easy because all you have to do is just get it all over your whole entire head. So you could say this is the part where my extensions blends the least with my real hair because it's so short underneath, but I can hide it pretty well. So I'm just kind of going over the roots first. But like I said, I'm way more haphazard with this. This is not nearly as hard it is for me to bleach my own roots because I just gotta make sure it's over everything. And what I've actually seen in a lot of my hairstylist groups, which I love the idea of, but I just couldn't follow, is a lot of them aren't doing their hair until they get back to work for their clients. It's kind of like a, if you're gonna have bad roots, so am I situation, which I think is adorable, but I'm doing it anyway for 2 reasons. One, like I said in the last video, this is the most time that I ever have to kind of pamper myself. My hair color actually looks the worst when I'm really busy with work because I'm just too busy to do it on myself. So I would obviously rather do it when I have the time. And then also too, this is kind of what's making me not go crazy. Just the fact that like, it gives me something to do. Like it keeps me entertained. So I'm sure my clients understand. The main thing is just making sure everything is evenly saturated. So this is the line I've been using for my pastels for so long. I have tried others. So this is a color that I can't do if my roots were any more grown out because it will break your base. And basically what that means is that you will get, actually just turn it this like kind of funky brassy color, which you obviously don't want. That's called breaking your base, or hot roots. If you've ever had grown out dye and then you tried to box dye it red and then your roots were flaming orange and it didn't cover the rest of your hair, that's what that means. So basically this is only a color that I use. My roots are basically pretty close to being recently done. If they're not and I still really want it pastel for some reason, I like Goldwell Colorants, which is a 0 lift. So even though this is 10 volume, which is technically a deposit only, it will still affect your roots a little bit, unfortunately. So on a client, let's say, who has a balayage, who only wants what is blonde affected, I'll use the Goldwell Colorants I was talking about, or I've used that on myself a couple times. That's nice too. It's a little bit bubblegummy for me, but it is really pretty still, and it washes out very well. A line that I wanna like, and I love the pictures on Instagram, and I just never love it on myself, is Guy Tang's line. I like them for clients, but on myself, I'm not a fan. So as you can see, I barely use the brush just for the top root section, but I would much rather use my hands and my fingers and just really be able to get in there. I might be able to just make the whole head without remixing. So I'm very happy I mixed what I did. I'm really liking the color so far. It's so much fun. And that's why, I'm sure you could tell in videos, not all of my hair was perfectly toned. Like I got some like, I don't know if you could tell in this lighting, but like really warm pieces, but I knew I was going to be doing this eventually anyway, so I was being a little lazy. So we just watched Tiger King. I'm actually on the last episode right now. Shit's freaking bananas. We're caught up to the show Dave. We literally binge watched the whole thing in a day. You guys know Little Dicky, that's his show, and I'm obsessed with him. I just am in absolute love with him. He's one of my favorite rappers, whatever you want to call him, ever. So we binge watched all of his show, and I think there's new episodes every Wednesday. There's only like 5 episodes right now, and they're really quick, but if you kind of like that like dry humor, I almost get like a Workaholics vibe from it, but Vinny likes this show and he doesn't like Workaholics, so I guess it's a personal thing. It's just a personal thing, it's not you. I just break into songs from him on like a daily basis, but love him, so we're caught up to that. This Is Us is over, which is sad because we love that show. Vanderpump Rules I watch every Tuesday. My taste in shows and music are very all over the place, in case you haven't already noticed, but we're also watching Atlanta, which has Childish Gambino, so that's why Vinny brought it up, because apparently he told me that we tried to watch that a couple years ago and I didn't like it. But as soon as he put it on, I was like, yeah, wrong girlfriend, because I never watched this and this is really good. So I don't think it's based off of his actual life though. I could be wrong. I actually meant to Google that. After we're done with Tiger King, we're going to finish watching Ozark, because we've been watching it for a couple years and we only watched 1 episode so far, just because I feel like that's a show that's kind of hard for me to follow in the beginning, to be honest. But then I just have to stick it out and then I end up being like obsessed with it. So I think we actually have a decent amount to watch right now, which is good. It's almost been 2 weeks since I've been off of work, which is crazy. I still don't feel that stir crazy yet, and I do think it's because of YouTube. And I don't think I ever talked about this. I might have in like Vlogmas when I had like 600 followers, but I've been wanting to start YouTube since I was 14 or 15. When like the main people in the beginning were like Carly Bybel, Casey Holmes, who I still watch both of those people, but like this was like the OG days, and I'm 24 now. And I always wanted to start it and I always put it off, and I would start it and then get like frustrated. Like the amount of videos I have on private that are from like 10 years ago. Like there's a video of when I was still working at salons, I think it was 19. So I think it was from 2014 or 15 of me doing my balayage at home when I was working at a salon 5 years ago. And that's on private still. I'll probably put that on public one day just for fun. I feel like it's so fun to look way back when you find a YouTuber you love and to really like go back and see how they acted during their first videos. And I feel like a lot of people make them private like me because they're so freaking cringy. But like, I think that should be a thing that like when everyone hits like 5,000 subscribers, they go ahead and make them public, just because like why the hell not? Got to the point where every single time a big event would happen, I'd be like, oh my god, I wish I was doing YouTube right now. Like when we got the apartment, when we got engaged, when we went on our honeymoon, when we were looking at houses, and finally Vinny was like, Abby, I'm gonna redo the kitchen one day, and you're gonna go, I wish I was doing YouTube. When we're gonna have our first kid one day, and you're gonna be like, I wish I was doing YouTube. So just freaking do it. So I was like, you know what? You are right, sir. I think everything is saturated. I like to leave it on for a full 20 minutes, and then halfway through the timer, I'll probably just go back through with the teeny tiny bit that is left just to make sure everything is saturated. Yeah, I honestly don't even think the pink's gonna make it like pink. I think really it's all it's gonna do is just kind of pigments it a little more, just because like these colors already fade so fast that I'd rather them be a little bit more pigmented in the beginning. So I actually think it's been like 30 minutes because I was doing that Instagram challenge, like the first dance where you share the first dance from your wedding. So I waited like 30 minutes. I'm pretty neon, but that's okay. I think we are ready to go. All right guys, so I just blew dry and curled the whole entire hair and I am obsessed with it. If you guys want to see how I styled it, it is going to be a whole separate video. I'm probably going to put it up on Friday, so just stay tuned for that. And I'm going to show you guys how I went from wet to blow dried and beach waved. It did take around 45 minutes, but extension hair just holds a lot more water, but I think it looks so freaking good. I'm obsessed. It is like lilac with that little bit of pink, which is 100% what I wanted, so I think it looks freaking awesome. So let's head downstairs and play around with it with some different lighting. Okay, so now that my hair is ridiculously done with nowhere to go, I'm just going to enjoy having fresh hair for the rest of the night hanging out here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you aren't already, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below of what you guys want to see next. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.